הדרך ודפרג in the vier kashas. Man yishanai lezeh mikol helois. The erste kasha is alle nach von der ganzen Jahr essen wir Chometz und Matzah, haben wir nach von Pesach essen wir nur Matzah. Die zweite kasha is alle nach von der ganzen Jahr essen wir alle.
Aufstehen! Du, aufstehen! Hoch! Los, ab, auf! Auf! Auf!
Listen to me, Frank. We're not going to be able to do the deal. No, don't take it personally. It's nothing to do with you. It's not personal. We just don't do deals under 200. Hang on a second. Yeah.
Barry, your brother's on 2. He's been holding for a while.
Hey, Frank, look, I got to take this call. I got to run to the airport. Do me a favor. Tell my brother I left 15 minutes ago.
What about you 10:30?
Tell him I called in sick with the flu. I got 104 and I can't get out of bed. Call Sally. I promise. Okay, man. Look, let's do dinner next week, okay? Okay, bye. Yeah.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Jason, everything okay?
Yeah, but can you pick me up tonight for practice?
Where's your mother?
I don't know, she's got a PTA thing for Sarah. She said I should call you.
Oh, she knows I gotta go back to the office after I pick up Uncle Joe. Let me call her. I'll speak to you later. Bye. Joe. Oh,
Great to see you.
Wow. You look great.
Thanks. You look good too.
Thanks, you too. Hey, sorry I'm late. Look, the traffic's insane.
No problem.
Okay, do you want me to get that?
So yeah, no, I didn't have my own row, but
Yeah?
I had my own 2 seats, so I
that's
spread
great.
out a little bit.
Hold on, watch this. Open trunk. Open trunk. Come on, open the back end of the car.
All right.
No, wait, hold on. Open the rear end. This thing, must be the noise around here.
Nice car. Is this a TV?
No, it's a computer. And it's got this built-in satellite phone. You can be anywhere in the world and get a call.
In a half mile, make a right turn.
Do you hear that? She's in shortcut mode. She tells me the shortest way to get to where I'm going. She tells me where to turn. You can't get lost in this thing. This is amazing.
That's great. So how is everyone? How's Sarah and Jason?
Oh, they're good. Sarah's fluent in Hebrew now. She loves all this Jewish stuff. She knows a lot more than I ever did about it. And Jason's really into making videos. I just got him a new camera. Hello?
Hi, Dad.
Jason, did you work out a lift home?
Yeah, Grandma's picking me up.
Oh, that's great.
Dad, don't forget the videotapes for the Seder, all right? I get a bunch of them. They're DV tapes.
Hey, Uncle Joe's here.
Hey, Uncle Joe.
Hey, Jace, how are you?
I'm good. I can't talk now, though. I'm on my friend's cell phone. I gotta go. Bye.
Wow. I can't believe how old he sounds. I remember his bris. Remember Uncle Larry passed out and knocked the wine over? Time flies, huh?
It sure does. I remember I was just teaching him how to walk, and before I can turn around, he's showing me how to use a computer. You don't realize how fast they grow up. That's why I've asked him to tape the Seder.
Oh, yeah? I mean, videotape it?
Yeah. What's the problem? Is there a problem?
No problem. It's just that you're not really supposed to because it's a holiday. It's kind of like Shabbat.
The thing is, this might be our last opportunity to be together at a Seder. I mean, Grandpa's in rough shape, and Carrie, well, you know, it's not her thing, and you're going back to Israel. Hey, I'm the one who's going to be driving over there anyway, so I'm the one breaking the law, not you.
Can't we just do it another night? We'll get everyone together. We'll do it another night.
All right, no video. So what happened over there anyway you became so religious? Do you have one of those sunset things?
What's a sunset thing?
Somebody wakes up in the morning and all of a sudden they look around and everything's beautiful. They appreciate sunsets and they talk about the miracle of a flower.
Well, you got to admit, Barry, making a flower is tough. It's not something you just pick up in night school.
No, seriously. This thing just seemed to come out of nowhere.
It wasn't out of nowhere. I've always been interested in the history of the Jews. Like, why everyone's always lined up to kill us and why we're still here, you know, despite all that. So I started learning, and I found out that Judaism was completely different from what I thought it was. I mean, the Torah talks about every aspect of life.
Really? Like when to pray and when to pray?
That's not true. Did you know the Torah has a law that says that you have to feed your dog before you feed yourself? Or if you only have one bed, you have to give it to your slave before you take it for yourself.
Look, where I get my slaves, they throw in the bed for free.
Anyway, there's real insight there. It's like your map here. That's what it is. For me, Judaism is like a GPS for the soul. It keeps you on track.
In a half mile, make a right turn.
Now that is really amazing. I didn't know you could go this way. This shortcut mode is unbelievable. We're going to save like 5 minutes.
What are you going to do with those extra 5 minutes, Barry?
Make a U-turn, if possible. Make
What?
a U-turn, if
What's
possible.
she talking about? I can't make a U-turn here. How'd I miss that left turn?
There's Mom.
She doesn't look too excited. What do you think the first thing she's going to ask you?
You look hungry. Didn't they feed you over there? No. Why don't you have a sweater on?
Why don't you have a sweater on?
Joe! Joe!
Hey, Dad!
You look great. You look great yourself. Look at you.
Thanks.
Why did you keep your brother waiting at the airport? You know your mother was worried to death?
It's okay.
I was worried too. It's okay. Did you call your sister? Do you know she's been trying to reach you?
Why didn't you call us in the car?
Why? Because she tried and she tried and she tried and she couldn't get through. That's why.
Oh, really?
Is that all your stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Could you bring your brother's stuff upstairs?
Thanks, Barry.
So look at you. Didn't they feed you over there? You must be hungry. Come on, let's go.
Why did you keep your brother waiting at the airport, huh?
Oh, I got lost.
Oh, you got lost. Oh, you spent $3,000 on that map option and you got lost.
What do you mean you're not hungry?
I'm just not that hungry, really.
You don't think my food is kosher. It's because my food isn't kosher enough, right? You know, Mrs. Stein said this would happen. She had the same thing with her son.
Oh, it's okay. We can go get some stuff later. We probably have to go get stuff for the Seder anyway, right?
Okay.
Grandpa.
Joe.
Hey!
I can't believe you're back. I missed you so much.
You look great.
Oh, thank you.
Look at this.
Look at this. I remember the day this was taken.
Me too.
He always made you feel so special because he listened. No matter how bad I felt, he always made me feel better.
Yeah, I know. I remember the time that I got suspended from school for picking a fight with Joe Seiler.
Oh, yeah.
I thought my life was over. I couldn't face Mom and Dad because I knew that they were going to kill me. He just looked at me and said, "Don't worry. What's the worst that could happen?" And then I realized he'd seen the worst that could happen. I guess that just put it all in perspective.
It's hard to believe with all he went through, to have a stroke and not be able to communicate. I really miss talking to him, you know?
Me too. I'm so sorry I never got to talk to him about his life in Europe.
Mom always said that was too painful for him to talk about.
Yeah, I think it was more painful for her to hear about than for him to talk about.
Sure. Listen, Joe, I only have a few minutes. I don't know if Mom told you, but I've been seeing this guy for a while. Joseph, you'll really like him. He's a really good guy, and he's really spiritual. And I think you two should meet. So I invited him to the Seder. I wasn't sure about bringing him, but anyway, he's coming.
Great. Mom, I know this is a little crazy, but the counters are treif. We have to cover them. On Passover, you have to be meticulous about everything.
What are you doing with all these boxes?
I'm filling them with chametz, and they're going out for sale.
Why do we have to get rid of this? This isn't bread.
It's not just bread that you have to worry about on Passover. It's what the bread represents. Bread is filled with hot air, which is kind of like our egos. Matzah is just flour and water. It's like the essence of bread. And it symbolizes the essence of life. Speaking of which, what's the story with the guy that Carrie's bringing to the Seder tomorrow?
I don't know much about him.
Are they serious?
You know, your sister doesn't talk to me much about anything. If I ask her about the weather, she tells me I'm prying.
What are you doing? Helen, what is he doing?
He's burning chametz. It symbolizes our egos.
What are you doing?
I'm burning the leftover hummus.
Oh, that piece must be your brother's ego. I think you better put a little more fluid on. Helen, what is this?
It's a kettle. Joe brought it back for you.
Yeah?
A Jewish man wears it when he gets married, on Yom Kippur,
Yeah.
and at the Seder.
Uh-huh.
He also said you get buried in it when you die.
What, do you know something I don't know? I mean, do I not look well?
Do me a favor, stay away from the television. We won't have to roll you out in that thing.
Helen, I cannot wear this. It'll make me look like a Jewish Hugh Hefner. It's not me. I'm not comfortable wearing this.
Joe wanted you to go to shul with him.
No, the game is on.
Ellen, you better turn off the TV. It's not supposed to be on.
Helen, I am not turning off the TV.
Out of respect for your son?
And what about respect for me? What about respect for the Rangers? You know what, Helen? I am getting tired of this.
Joseph!
Hey, Uncle Larry.
Hey, how you doing?
Great to see you. How's
Yeah,
everything?
good to see you.
You too. Great.
Hey, Joseph.
Hey, Aunt Susan.
Nice to see you.
You too.
I think I'll help Mom in the kitchen.
Okay.
Joey, I can't begin to tell you how proud I am of you studying in Israel. It's such a mitzvah what you're doing. I wish that I could live there myself. Your grandpa, he is so proud of you.
Really? He said that?
He really didn't say that. He hasn't said much of anything lately.
How are you, Larry?
Alan, I didn't even know you had a kiddo.
Oh, yeah.
You really look so great in
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Hi, Uncle Joe.
Hey, Sarah.
Manishma.
Kol Seder. Wow, you got so big.
Joe, Barry needs your help outside with Grandpa.
Okay, I'll be there in a sec. Did I hear something? Are you getting married?
No.
No, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, Grandpa. Barry, I thought we talked about the video.
Oh, come on. Don't worry about it. In 20 years, your kids will thank me for this video. Okay.
Come on, Grandpa. Good to see you. Yeah, good. Good, Grandpa. Grandpa, here's the Seder table. Yeah. Bringing you on in here. Here's your spot, all for you. Right there.
Hi, Grandpa.
How are you? Good to see you. Shalom Aleichem. It's very good to see you. Very good.
Hey.
Joseph, this is Robert.
Good to meet you. Carrie's always talking about you, especially about when you two were kids. I like the story about when you lit the cat on fire.
Oh, you told him that, did you?
Mom, you redecorated. I love it. Hey, Dad, you're not dressed yet?
What do you mean?
Well, you're wearing your robe.
It's a Kittle. Joseph got it for me.
And you're wearing it?
Well, oh, get out of here.
Okay, before we begin, I'd just like to tell everyone that this Seder is going to be a little bit different from the ones we've had before. We're going to try to have some fun, and we're going to learn something, and maybe we'll minimize the talk of Aunt Lucy's plastic surgeries. So let's start by singing the order of the Seder. If you have this Haggadah, it'll be in page 4.
Jason, get the camera. It's okay.
Barry, I asked him to turn off the camera.
Okay, fine.
Kadesh Urchatz. Oh, and feel free to sing along. Kadesh Urchatz Karpas Yachatz Magir Rachsa Motzi Matzah Moror Korech Shulchan Orech Tzafun Beirech Hallel Nirtzah. That was great. Now we're going to make Kiddush, and after the Kiddush, please just raise your glasses and drink the cup. But make sure you lean to your left first.
Well, the whole thing?
At least 2/3 of it if you can.
Cheers, everybody.
Shabachol Halilot. Anu ochlen ben Yeshvenu ben Misuben. Ben Yeshvenu ben Misuben. Halayla hazeh, kulanu Misuben. Halayla hazeh, kulanu Misuben.
That was great, Sarah. Now, the Haggadah says there are 4 sons. One wise, one wicked, one simple, and one who doesn't know how to ask a question.
It says that the wicked son questions all these laws of the Torah. Why does that make him wicked?
That's a good point. But it says that he consciously excludes himself from the community. He doesn't want to associate with us. That's what makes him wicked.
That's his point of view. I don't see that as being wicked.
When do we eat?
Hey, Joe, do we have to do all the small print stuff?
I got news for you. It's all small print to me. I think I need a new prescription.
So the Hebrew word for Egypt is Mitzrayim. Does anyone know what Mitzrayim means?
Joe, I gotta tell you, I'm feeling a little bit enslaved by all this commentary. I mean, can we abbreviate here?
Barry, Joe's doing the Seder his way. I promised him he could run the Seder.
Oh, of course. I forgot. Has it ever been any other way?
Barry.
Barry, I'm just sharing what I've learned. I'm not trying to force anyone to do anything they don't want to do.
Well, I've had enough sharing. I'm going to the bathroom. Boy, I feel less enslaved now, I tell you. What's with him?
You're not supposed to talk until you eat a certain amount of matzah.
Well, now that it's relatively quiet, I have an announcement to make. Robert and I, we just wanted to tell everyone that we're engaged. Robert and I are engaged, and we wanted to wait until we were all together.
That's great, Carrie. Mazel tov.
I know that this may come as a surprise to everyone, and I know you might be disappointed because Robert's not Jewish.
What? I can't believe it. What
Jason, you want to video this?
No, I can't. No. Are you serious?
Helen, what are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
What are you going to do? You gonna stand here for the rest of your life, huh?
Yeah, I only expect to be around for a few minutes longer. Why would she do this?
Helen, what can we do about it? Helen, don't you think I'm upset about this, huh? Listen, what can we do? She's an adult, all right? And adults make their own decisions. What can we do? Listen, Helen, I'm sure he's gonna convert, and then it'll be like she's marrying a Jew.
I'm so happy for you two.
That's great, Carrie. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Mazel tov means congratulations in Jewish.
Dad, the Eskimos know what Mazel Tov means.
That's very nice, Carrie. Congratulations to both of you.
Yeah, congratulations. You make a great couple.
Yeah, right. That's really good news.
Okay, all right. Well, look, this is great. Mazel tov. Oh, boy. My little sister's getting married. Carrie, Esther, and I wish you all the happiness in the world. And Bob, next year after you've been married a bit, you'll really be able to appreciate the enslavement of the Jewish people. I'd just like to say how happy I am that we're all here today together to celebrate this Seder. How happy we are that Joseph is back. And last but not least, we want to welcome Robert into the family. You know, we're not losing a sister, we're gaining a Gentile.
I just wanted to say I know how important it is for you, and it's important for us, for our children, to understand their Jewish background. It's very important for us. It's as important as for them to know their Christian heritage.
All right. Elle.
I'm all right. Just a piece of matzah.
That's right. We think it's important to give them exposure to both religions and let them make a decision about what they want to do.
So, Robert, what church do you come from?
I'm Catholic, actually, but we weren't very religious growing up.
So you saying that you and Carrie will be baptizing your kids?
Robert, you don't have to answer
How many
this.
questions you going to ask?
I'm just trying to make conversation.
I realize that everyone here is deeply concerned about the differences between Carrie and I, but there are many similarities. We both feel that you can still be a moral person and not be a part of a major religion, and we both want our children to be open-minded, and we want our children to know where they came from, and Carrie will still be Jewish.
Carrie, you okay with this? A baptism?
Well, I don't think that this is something we need to discuss right now. It's a little premature, isn't it?
I'd like to talk about it.
If a baptism is important to Robert, then it's important to me.
I'm not getting what you're saying here.
Listen, Joseph, we both said that we want to expose our children to all the Jewish traditions and holidays, but I'm not Jewish, and I don't think it's necessary for me to become Jewish. I'm sorry for that.
Robert, I'm sure you're a wonderful boy. We just had different expectations.
Ma, when's the matzo ball soup coming out?
Yeah, Grandma, I love your matzo balls.
Oh, I know. She makes the best matzo balls.
I am such an idiot. I don't know what I was thinking. I wanted you to meet Robert. But it doesn't matter to you who he is. It only matters what he is. And a year ago, it would not have even mattered to you if I married a non-Jew.
Well, people change.
Yes, people do change, and you are not one of them. You are the same arrogant, judgmental coward you always were. You couldn't handle it when Grandpa got sick because it was too painful for you. So you went to Europe to lose yourself, and now that you have found yourself, you have come back to teach us how to have a proper Seder.
Carrie!
Carrie, you're my sister, and I love you, but I can't applaud this marriage. If all Jews married non-Jews, there'd be none of us left.
So what? So they'd have to go out and find someone else to kill. Who needs Judaism? We'd all be a lot better off without religion. Judaism is totally obsolete.
Carrie, you're right about me being a coward. But you're missing the mark on the Jewish thing. Judaism gave the world the concept of morality. Our Torah gave the world the concepts of universal education and the right to a fair trial. To this day, there are people that believe that war is ennobling. 3,000 years ago, the Jews were teaching men to beat their swords into plowshares.
Joseph, yes!
That is the past. And civilization would have got along just fine without the Torah. That is the natural way of things.
Really? Well, why don't you tell that to the people in China, or the people in Africa, and Iraq, and Iran? You could email the people in North Korea, too, but I don't think they'll get it. Everywhere the Torah is unrolled, there's a swath of life. This country you live in is founded on the principles of the Torah. But if you don't care whether or not your children will ever have the opportunity to know what's in it, that's your choice.
Don't compare us to Iraq and Iran. We live in an enlightened, progressive society.
That's my point. The Germans were supposed to be the most cultured and progressive people on the planet. And look what they were capable of.
We just hang on for the sake of hanging on.
Carrie, that's enough.
Enough. Enough. That is all you ever say to me. Nothing I do is ever good in your eyes. All you have ever done my whole life is criticize me. And now I tell you that I am getting married, and you react like I have just been indicted for manslaughter.
That's not true. I'm your mother. I want what's best for you. I have high standards. I want you to be happy.
You don't care if I'm happy. You only want me to be married to a Jew. And I am sick of your standards. I hate your standards.
That's why you're marrying him. To get back at me. That's what this is all about. Why can't you just talk behind my back like normal people do?
Robert, come on.
Carrie, are you sure about this?
Yes.
Well, everyone, it was very nice to meet you all.
We have to leave, Larry.
Susan, what are you talking about? We haven't even eaten yet.
Now. Now.
Queen has spoken.
Helen, I don't know what she expected. She knows how we feel about you kids marrying non-Jews.
Dad, don't you think it's a little late in the day to be worried about having Jewish grandchildren?
What's that supposed to mean?
It's not like you gave us any real exposure to Judaism. I mean, we had the Sunday morning bagels and cream cheese and the empty mezuzah case on the front door.
We sent you all to Hebrew school. You had bar mitzvahs. You grew up with Jewish kids. Joe, what are you saying?
You never gave us the sense that it was that important to you. I mean, of course it's important now because it's a shanda that we should have a baptism in the family.
Yes, it is a shanda. We're Jews. We have brisses, baby namings, and we do not have baptisms.
Look, what are we doing? Is that it? Are we done? I can't see how we can keep going without Carrie.
I don't know how we can keep on going either. Let's finish with the Seder.
You finish. I'm done. I'm leaving.
Excuse me? You can't put off your conference call for another night?
Okay. So, God saved us from being killed by the Egyptians, but he also wanted to remind us that he took us out of slavery. Why is taking us out of slavery so important? Sarah.
Because a slave works all their lives and gets nothing from it. God wants us to know that we have to do more than just work.
Right. God's saying, don't just spend your whole life sending emails. Mix it up a little. Talk on your cell phone sometimes, too.
What's your point?
No point. I'm just saying.
Well, I think you're making a point.
Okay. Who's reading next?
Are you saying my work is meaningless? I provide for my family. Is that meaningless? I send my kids to private school. That's not meaningless. Are you saying sitting in a yeshiva all day long is more meaningful?
Lighten up, Barry. That's not what Joe is saying. It's not meaningless. It's just that there are other things in life.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
I mean that maybe you should spend a little less time at work and more time at home.
Oh, you saying I don't spend enough time at home?
Well, duh.
Well, didn't I a few weeks ago come to your soccer game?
Yeah, but you came on the wrong day. Dad, there was no game that day.
Well, at least I came. Come on, I have to put food on the table. You should try it sometime.
What's your point?
Oh, no point. I'm just saying.
Well, it sounds like you're making a point here, Barry.
You want to know my point? Dad can't watch the game on TV. He's got to wear that ridiculous lab coat. Jason can't make videos. The Starship Enterprise in the kitchen. Everyone bows to you. Look, I worked 3 years as a busboy to get a car. You turn 16 years old, it's sitting in the driveway. You get a tennis scholarship and the whole world stands still. Hey, I make a bundle on a real estate transaction and Dad says, hey, you could have got more for that property. Ever since they brought you home, everything's revolved around Baby Joe. You're a foot long, but you took up the whole house. Now we've lost a sister because of you. It's because of you that Carrie left. You could have supported her. She idolizes you. She would have accepted you if you'd become a nun. Oh, Mr. High and Mighty. Now you're out a sister.
You're missing the point, Barry, like you always do.
I've been getting the point for 46 years. I am sick of walking on eggshells, and I'm sick of this whole thing.
Barry,
Carrie's right.
Stop it,
You're
Sarah.
nothing but an arrogant,
Over here.
spoiled
Jason,
brat. No
Jason.
more, no less.
Stop.
Hey! Barry! 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 Barry!
Stop it!
Barry!
Stop it!
Get up, Barry! Barry!
Grandpa?
What? Stop it fighting, both
Grandpa.
of you. Stop it. Is this what you are fighting about? There are more important things to worry about. You know what? But you listen me a couple minutes. I tell you something. When I was a boy, it was during the war in Poland. It was Passover, just like today. But it was in ghetto.
The Warsaw Ghetto?
In Warsaw Ghetto, all families had been taken away by Nazis. They split up the families. They took my mother and two sisters away. And now there was only my father and me. And it was the Seder night. And I sang the 4 questions. And when I finished, I had one more question for my father. I said, Tati, will I be alive next year to ask the 4 questions? Will you be alive to answer them? My father looked at me and he said, I don't know. But one thing is for sure. Somewhere in the world there will be another Moishe just like you who will ask the questions. You know, because God made us a promise that there would always be a Jewish people. But with you, we are stronger.
You want to know what my most vivid memories were as a kid? It was at Jason's bris. I was standing next to Barry, and he picked up Jason and started to cry. I thought to myself, why is he crying?
He's supposed to be happy. This is a happy day.
I was crying because I looked at my son and I saw me. I saw everything I wanted to be but wasn't. Now that was going to change. I made a promise to myself I'd be an example for him. Where does the time go? Before you know it, you turn around and it's gone.
Barrett, you've done a lot of things right. You changed my life, Barry. You made me want to study Torah. You made a bris and a bar mitzvah. You made sure your kids knew that they were Jews. It made me want to learn more. And that's why I'm studying Torah.
It's Eliyahu. He's the prophet of consolation. He is a friend to all those who need a friend. Do you see? He's here. He's here.
Mom, did you call him?
I couldn't get through.
Let's go. We don't want to miss your flight.
There was some Seder, huh, Joe?
Sure was. I learned a lot.
Hello.
Barry, Stanley called and wanted to make sure that you're going to the meeting tonight. You need to bring the papers to sign so that he can wrap it up.
I can't make it.
What?
I can't make it. I'm booked.
I don't have anything in your schedule.
Well, just tell him I'm meeting with Johnson. No, on second thought, don't tell him that. Tell him I got a volleyball game. You'll have to reschedule. I'll call you later, Sally.
Wow, I'm impressed.
I'm going to start studying once a week with Rabbi Grumman.
Really? He's a great guy.
Sure is. You know, I asked him about the tinfoil in the kitchen. You know, he said granite countertops are not porous. All you got to do is pour boiling water on them and you're done.
Really?
Really. And the cupboards? Definitely not necessary.
No way. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Really?
All right. Just don't tell Mom. She'll kill me if she finds out how much money I wasted on tinfoil.